Welcome to episode 42 of this Let's Play series of Dwarf Fortress. My name is DasTactic, and basically I'm just going to be letting these smelters just percolate along, do what they're doing, which is fantastic. One thing I might just do is just add in a work order in here, just to add in some more of the plaster powder, just in case we need it, so why not? We do actually have gypsum in this area above us. In fact, we don't have anything down. Yes, we do. There's some gypsum right there. We also have, actually, and I didn't realise this, we've got limestone, which is a flux stone. And this really is probably the biggest impediment to us actually being able to make steel. And we definitely, we've got heaps of iron, heaps and heaps of it. If we have a look inside these stockpiles, iron bars everywhere. A little bit of platinum now coming through, which is very, very expensive. By the way, if you're sort of trying to find out information about the different sorts of materials, like if we go to copper and have a bit of a look at this one through here, you can sort of see that it's got a relative weight there of 53 and a value of only 10. Just go back across and just click on another one. This one here is lead, and if you look at this one through here, you can see it actually weighs more. This is denser. It also, there's other aspects about these as well, like the softness of the metal and how much impact they can take before they have the plastic deformity. Like if I think it's plastic deformity is actually if metal gets hit, well, what will it bounce back to? And so steel has got very, very good plastic deformity, but lead doesn't. It will just dent and sort of stay. That's why you can't make armor out of lead or silver for that matter. So each of the, I'll do this in detail, but anyway, it's just interesting to have a bit of a look at the relative weights. If we have a look at iron, that'll be up there as well. It's 47, so it's maybe 2/3 the weight in through there. The value is much, much higher, and so steel then goes up another rung above that one again as well. Platinum is by far one of the most valuable resources. We're lucky to actually have it, so I want to be careful how I use it because I don't have a lot of it. So I think I'm just going to, with our platinum, if we have a look and see what the value is, it's 200, which is dramatically high. Wish I had some gold in here to sort of show it. Actually, just bear with me. Yeah, this is the Magma Forge in my Twitch game. So this has got like a different sort of set of materials and minerals that we actually have in through here. And so I've got like a gold bin back in through this side where if you have a look at its relative value, you can see its weight is very, very high at 115. So it's very, very dense. And its value is 150. So it's actually only, what's that, 3/4 the value of platinum. So platinum is sort of, is more valuable than gold in the game. I should check the weights as well, the relative weights. Again, in through here, we've got zinc as well. Have a look at that one through there. Low value, low weight. Not really useful for very much other than furniture. You can use it to create... this is probably an interesting thought to see what sort of alloys we could create. For example, if we go to new task, actually not this one, back into one of these smelters. Actually, there's not much there really. There's... no, there's not actually. I thought there'd be more that we'd be able to then sort of go and create. Actually, this is making bronze bars in through there. No, okay, forget that. Forget that. I'm not going to start again with it's only a minor blemish in the information. Silver bars in through this side. We'll have another look. We've got silver. You can see there that you can make weapons but no armor from these as an example, and so the value here is 50. So again, only 1/3 that of gold. The weight is nowhere near as high as gold, but you can't make weaponry out of gold. So you can actually make like big blunt weapons out of silver. Platinum you can as well, and we don't have platinum in this particular fortress. We've got some steel bars that we imported in. If we have a look and see what their value is 150 as well, the same as gold, and the weight is the same as iron at 47. But where this thing actually really does excel is with the plasticity and the ability to sort of keep an edge. It really is about 3 times the value, I think, of iron. So it's not just a close call. Like if we can get steel weaponry and steel armor, we are getting the best really before we get the adamantine style of armor. Adamantine has got incredible plasticity, so it can actually that's why adamantine is very, very light. But it's the plasticity of it that actually makes it so that it's incredible armor. So the adamantine armor is what we want. You don't tend to make adamantine weapons, just in case, if you are sort of mining your adamantine. Anyway, it's steel. What else have we got in through these? Iron. We saw iron there before. More iron there. Silver, copper. We saw there before. Zinc. We saw. I've got a fair few different sorts of ores in through here as well. Like there's a whole range of different sorts of things. yeah, mainly copper in through there, and then just gold back up this way. Anyway, I'll go back to our fortress. I thought we'd just do that as a bit of a comparison. So let's have a look and see what the relative weights in through here of the gold bars are against platinum. So 115. Well, there we go. The weight is actually even more, 128, but the value is also more as well. So this is a more valuable resource. We're going to need a lot of these ultimately to sort of make anything substantial out of platinum. So I'm going to keep this as a special resource. We'll only do very special things with platinum. By the way, you can have platinum, you can't use platinum for armor or weapons. Like, it's great that you can actually click on this one and it tells you you can make furniture or buildings from it. So nothing much else really. But that still means you can make chains and things like this out of it, or even just metal bars, which again will sort of then have the process of having like a very high quality element in your actual fortress. But what this one does is you can get a weaponsmith who creates a platinum artifact, and that's the way that you then end up with your platinum weaponry, which is the best weaponry really, but it's an artifact as well. So of course it's going to be the best. Anyway, that's sort of that's the way that you can actually make the platinum weaponry if a weaponsmith does sort of get excited. Now, we also had allowed some of our economic stone to come in through here as well. And this is why I'm thinking I should actually really look at seriously at steel. I'll probably do that soonish. I'm not sure. I'll show you how to find the impediments, so like with what you've got. Like when we hover over different things in through here, we've got gypsum, and the other one we've got is limestone. So we've got a couple of different types of economic stones in this stockpile at the moment. If we just go across to our the hammers in through here, the labour menu, and then just go to stone use, we can then sort of see we've got economic stone and other stone. If we go to economic stone through here, we're going to get all of the various types of ores that we actually have, and also the types of economic stone. And so where we see anything that's got like makes steel bars, makes pig iron bars, and makes quicklime, or essentially makes steel bars and pig iron, these are the process of making steel. And so if it does do that, that means it's a flux stone. And so calcite is a flux stone, chalk is a flux stone, dolomite is a flux stone. As we come back down, limestone is a flux stone, and we have limestone. So there we go. We've actually got a flux stone that we can make use of. This will be in the sedimentary layers, and so most of your metals will be in the sedimentary layers, and we've got a very thick sedimentary layer just above the aquifer. So we've got like a lot of mining, which is, as you've seen in the previous episodes, we can do a lot of mining in there and get a lot of metal from those. So we're going to find all sorts of things. We may end up finding some gold in there as well at some point, I'm guessing. Not that it really matters that much. So we've got ore of iron in through this side as well. So you've got the different sorts of iron. There's one more. No, that was it. Okay, that's all of the actual flux stones. So we actually have access to that one. The other thing that you require to make steel is some sort of coke, and I've spoken about this before, like some sort of fuel source. I think I spoke about that. I'm just looking at what we actually had was in episode 34, I think. So episode 34, we were going through how to then make charcoal. Now, charcoal is a fuel source, as is coke. So we can make coke from bituminous coal, which we don't actually have in our fortress that we've found so far. And the other one we can use if we're mining it. So we've got coal essentially, and we also have where is it? Lignite. So if we found either of those, we could then use them as a source of coke, which would be an easy way for us to then really make steel quite easily. But we can't do that. We do need to go to the wood burner to make charcoal, to then bring that down as well. And so that's sort of where I'm thinking what we'll head today is, at the moment, we're locked inside because of the Titan up the top. We basically can't really afford to go outside much and chop down trees anymore because it's too dangerous, because we don't have a military. And I'd prefer to have the military wearing steel than anything else. So I could make it out of iron as a halfway measure and just make like 10 sets of everything just for the actual military to wear. But I think I'll actually wait until we've got steel. And I'll sort of vector towards getting steel. So we'll start by getting trees, and so we're going to start building some trees in the actual fortress. So we're going to go from the bottom of the fortress now to the top of the fortress, and we'll start to construct something so we can actually then at least have a tree farm. And you need a big area for this, and you need also a fair few Z levels as well. You need about 3 or 4 Z levels above where the base is going to have to be. So we'll do that in this episode. We're also pretty close, I think. Shift F1. Yeah, but close to this happening as well. One thing I noticed is this is filling up, and I might just very quickly give an instruction to try to smooth these walls because I think we're going to struggle in here. This is now getting ahead of us. If this gets to level 3, they're going to not want to work in there. If it gets to 4, they'll actually refuse to work in there. So let's just quickly go and do some smoothing while we possibly can. Just go and smooth out these walls, those walls. Oh, we don't need the corners. I'll just see how much of this we can get done. If we can just get ahead of the smoothing, that would be very, very helpful. We don't need those corners in there. All right, so we'll get that done. Then eventually, we've got someone operating a pump in through this side, but it's just, I need to have it so that I can drain that. And at the moment, the water that's draining in off the aquifer is greater than what we can actually than what we can pump out. so it's actually coming in too much. We still have the layer above, which also is aquifer, and so it will fill up just from here anyway. And so that's all. Yeah, there's, other than this little smoothed in section through here, it's all areas that are going to be a bit of a problem. We no longer need that marker, by the way, so let's go and get rid of all of this. Yeah, I was wondering if this was going to be a problem because we don't actually need to have a big gushing area of water filling up quickly. It can actually be quite slow. Now, I'm not going to do it, but another way we could do that would be to build more in around it to end up just smoothing the wall in between and then just blocking it off, but I won't worry about that. We'll let that one just go, and if we have to then build another pump system somewhere else, we'll do that. We'll do that at the time. We'll figure it out. I won't build this yet either. I'll just leave that where that actually is. We'll wait for this to be built. One thing we'll need to do is we've got this floodgate as well is connected to. So this is a granite lever connected to that one there. What's that one called? Granite lever. So this is going to be the drop, the drown. Yes, this will be the drown floodgate. And we better get another one for the. So that's the floodgate. That's the entry. And then we need to have the actual drop lever as well. So the drown drop, or drop drown, whichever way we're going to do it. Let's just go across to machines, levers, throw another lever in there. We're close to finishing off that bridge. I should have moved that one further back, actually, swap them around, but it's too late now. Okay. So let's go and start to work on this other system. Let's figure out where we're going to place this one. So if I just go to F2, I want to be near the water up through here. I've got water down to this level. And the easiest way to do this is to just have a bit of a look around to see, okay, how far down does my fortress come? So I need to be in a big area where I'm not going to be impacted by anything. And we need to have a look at the levels. Like we don't want to be mining halfway through cavern layer, for example. We want to make sure that we are basically in bedrock, where we don't have to sort of worry too much about anything else. So if we just go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we do actually have some areas down through here. Then we hit the problem with there, so we can't go anything down through that side. We do have some areas. I'm just looking at the mini map to sort of get a bit of a feel for where things actually sort of kick in. Looks like we've got cavern layers in around here. So we've got to be careful up around this level. So this level from about pretty much from here is about we don't really want to go up even one through here because I don't want anything that I don't think there's anything in the game that can dig through soil yet, but there will be at some point, I'm just sure. So I'm going to actually build it in here. I'm just going to go and just go back down. And so I'm going to start, my top layer will be inside this one here. Now, if I have a bit of a look to see what's going on. Yes, we're 2 down. Actually, we might start on this layer here as our top layer. And I'm just going to go and do a marker to start with, just to sort of figure out, okay, well, how far can I go? Let's just see how we go from, say, around about here. And I'll just go and set a zone up. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks pretty safe, actually. Coming back up again. That's not safe. Okay, we're sort of just off there. So we'll just go down to the bottom of this and just come back up and just delete all of that layer. So that's really the safe area. We can go bigger again if we wanted to, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 is enough. 2 is minimal. You're not going to get much wood out of 2 levels, but 4 is safe. Like you're going to get like and if you're wanting to check that, by the way, just go to your cavern layers and just do a count as to how big this one is. That's only 2 levels high. This one here is 1, 2 levels high. Actually, it doesn't go much further. Some of these may have bigger areas. If it's only got like 1 level like here, you'll notice that there's no trees can grow. It has to be at least 2, but preferably at least 3. So maybe even 3 would be enough, you know. I'll just see what we've got. 1, 2. Yeah, these are getting blocked fairly readily. If we go down even further, down to the next cavern layer, there's some quite big areas in through here, for example, where we can start to sort of see just how big they actually do come up. Like this one here, for example, is a tower cap that's 3 high. This one here is this is black cap, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 high. So that's why I'm wanting to make it 4 high. I'll just do it that way. We're going to get heaps of wood if it's 4 high. We get like a lot. So we'll go back up to F2, and which is sort of where the zone that we were looking at to sort of start, or close to it. And so we now need to have like a way of getting the water back in from here, back into this side as well. And so I'm just going to start to plan how this might actually then work. Now I might come in off this layer below and have this as my actual way in. Actually, I'll just get rid of that now. Just think about how we do this. I do want to be, you know, have the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be the last layer, and I'm happy for that to be on this layer actually, because that's the workshop layer. It's sort of close to everything else, so that would actually be a nice layer for us to then walk in and out of the actual farm itself. Because once we've got it built, we then don't have to worry about the top section. The top section is literally just to get us started. We can then block it off, so we don't need much. In fact, what I could do, I don't have much in there, so I think we may even just come back out the side here and open this one up. So we'll just go and make that one passable for now and ditch all of this, just so that we've only got one little area that we have to then figure out what to do with. So let's come back up here. She'll go in, then we'll come up. So we'll channel up at this point. That just takes us up to this layer through here, and then we'll dig across into here to get ready to then sort of access the water, and we can put it then a floodgate up the top there, which will then sort of allow us to shut it all off when we're done with it. So we'll get that bit of it done, and then from this layer up the top here, once this is actually done, because that's going to then disappear, so we can sort of just ditch that one because that will be gone. We can then set the tone to then start to sort of dig the down arrow. But let's get this one done first. So they'll just come across. So we'll just be using through the atom smasher room. It just means we've got very limited stuff to then go and do. All right, so we've now got an area through here we can put the floodgate, and that will then be how we then designate the actual, the flooding of the room. So we'll just go back across and construct machines, floodgates. I hope I've still got some. Yeah, we've got some. Microloan, we don't have to worry about being magma safe or anything like that. So while that's actually all happening, let's dig this whole thing out now. And we're just going to start from the top layer. So just make sure you're in the top layer for this. Now, oh, we actually are right underneath that soil. All right, let's deal with that if we have to. I've only sort of really seen it on the surface where roots will get involved in everything. Now, we only want to do this layer by layer by layer. We don't want to be doing it any other way. So let's just keep it going. And I'll pause this while we get everything built. Oh, I just got a message that that one of our guys has become a hammerer. We do need to replace our captain of the guard. So we do need to go in and find somebody else to do this job. Now, his tactician skills is what they use, but we've got no one really. So I'll just grab any old person, I think. Just one of the peasants will do. You're in. So you become the captain of the guard. We then need to give you the right locations. Where is that? Wrong direction. Actually, we haven't built all of this yet. That's right, we haven't built this yet. Yeah, okay, we're going to have to do this as well. Okay, look, what I'll do is I'll plan what we're going to... Actually, we had some that were done down through this side. These have to be smoothed. And really all of this has to be smoothed. So if we have a look at see who's who, we need to have a things for the Baroness. We need to have a mayoral quarters. We need a captain of the guard also. And that's all we actually need at this stage. So the captain of the guard can sort of be off in this other location. So we'll make this the captain of the guard's quarters. Did I actually just change these? I did. This is the hammer. Actually, the hammer dwarf. Do they need anything? No, they don't actually. No, they don't. In that case, we're going to ditch, kick that one out of this area, and this will become use of the captain of the guard. And if we now have a look at the quarters in through this side, we've got a few that aren't quite up to scratch yet, so we need to sort of make them better quality than what they actually are. I might come back and look at the quality again at some other point in time. What have we got restrictions on? Catapult parts are prohibited, and make some gauntlets. Sorry, gauntlets? Yeah, okay, we'll make a couple of gauntlets. I'll just go down to F8, and we'll just make a couple of iron gauntlets at this point in time, I think. So we'll just add a new task, armor, iron, gauntlets. So we'll just fulfill that particular task, armor, iron, gauntlets. There we go. That satisfies the Baroness. So was it the Baroness? No, it's the mayor that wanted the gauntlets made. That's all okay. That's still the same people. Okay, so back up to the top again, and we'll just watch what happens in through here. And so they're just sort of channeling away as they go, and as the areas down below sort of get chewed up, they'll disappear, and then we just keep on going further and further down. Now, eventually they'll get to a point where they can't get out, which is fine. I don't really need them to come back down. Oh, by the way, we've now got this one designated. Now I do want to keep this one here. So what we want to do is we want to go down to F5 now and build another floodgate. I'll just do this one as a tree floodgate at the bottom here. We can get rid of it again, so this can just be temporary. So machines and fluids, lever, mechanisms. I don't know if I can't actually change the name of it just yet. This one here is going to be the drown retractable. Okay, so that's the drown retractable. We want to link this one to the two bridges at the top. So Shift F1, that one there. Do it now. And we haven't built this one yet. That will be under construction. One thing we can now do is we can now fill this little area in through here. It's required for when we build the retractable bridge. It needs to have like a flat area before you get to the bridge. Once it's been built, it's built. So we don't need to worry about it anymore. It's just one little hidey hole that we can then sort of block in, so nothing can actually go and do anything with that one. If we go with mudstone there, actually mudstone's a little way off. I'll just make it out of blocks. I'll just make it out of granite blocks. We've got a fair few of them. Now, if we smooth the walls as well, it'll stop them from climbing the walls. Once the other bits under this bit will be flooded, so I think we might start to smooth these walls as well. So if we just come back across and do that, that's just going to stop them from climbing. So it's just going to mean that they and then we'll do, once this bridge is done, we'll then do the same over this way. The only place they can climb is really on this particular block here. In fact, even that one, I think if it's made out of blocks, they can't actually climb that either. I think that's then smooth. Anyway, let's continue on with back down with the building and just sort of see how we go. I'll just pause again. So we're closing in now on this first layer being done. Don't worry about the aberrant little things up through here. That's now done. We now go down to this layer and start again. But I do want to keep like a bit of a channel. Like we've got a channel in the corner there. Eventually, I'll be wanting to get rid of that. but I'm just going to do this bit by bit. So I'm just going to have it so that it comes, now that's actually, what have we got through there? That doesn't look like, oh yes it is, no, it still actually is a ramp. If we just go and get rid of this stuff, for example, we should then see how it sort of is coming back in. I'm just going to leave a bit of a ramp, and so we're just going to go back now and just start to channel down again. But I'll just leave a ramp coming down, another ramp coming down into here. So we'll just sort of start the process of getting more of this stuff now dug out. In the same big area. There's going to be a lot of rock at the bottom when we finish all of this. So we just now do the next layer, until we basically run out of the blue markers that we had established for ourselves. By the way, I've now linked this one, so we've actually now got this one linked up, and so I might actually go and do the last bit of channeling in here while we're here, and then pull the lever straight away as soon as that's been done. So let's just go and channel out a zone. Doesn't really matter where we do this, but I'll just do it up through this other side. So we'll just go and just get it from the corner here. So we'll come and do that one hopefully fairly soon. And there you go. And we've just got to watch this, because this will then flood the areas. And it won't matter so much as long as I can get the lever down quickly. As soon as they start doing it, I'll get them to shut the lever straight away. Is there any hidden stuff there that we need to... yeah, there's a few hidden things that may roll down this way, but it should be okay. Eventually someone will come back up and pick that one up. Got visitors watching. Watching from afar. Yeah, still a bit to go. Lots of rocks. So these rocks are going to have to be taken out of here. No one's come up for this one just yet. I could give it a priority, but I'll just wait for it. Thought we were close there. Anyway, I'll pause until we get this one going. Here we go. So somebody's on the way. And done. Okay, so we've now got the flood of water is now going to be coming out of the aquifer into this zone. So we now need to shut this one off. So go down to F5, and hopefully someone's around to pull this lever. This is the tree floodgate. Pull the lever, do it now. Very important. So we'll just get this one pulled to start with, so at least that bit of it's been done. That way I don't actually need to come back up to the top anymore. I can sort of just leave it where it is. Let's just go and... which means I can then get rid of... Actually, no, I still want to keep access just in case I need to go... because it's a big job. If I just go back to F2 and have a bit of a look. Actually, how are we going at Shift F1 up through here? This one's now done as well. So let's go and fix this area up. We've now smoothed all of this. We can now smooth this out as well. So we'll actually make sure that we put a block in through there. So we'll just go back into constructions, wall, and I'm just going to use the block again. Just granite blocks wherever they are. There they are. And we'll just do the smoothing while we're here. Okay, so they'll be smoothed, and that should be good. Yep, that's okay. We just need to go back down to the bottom to link this bridge up as well. So F5. This is our drown retractable. Link the lever. Shift F2 is where we've... Shift F1 is it? Shift F1 is where we've got this one. We then just go and click on that one through there. Link that up, and then that one will be done as well. Okay, let's just go back down to our workings. Yep, there's no one else in there. That's okay. That should drop fairly soon. Come on, let it drop, let it drop. I've channeled out this area, so we've ended up with essentially pipes coming through. So see F5, that has been designated for pulling, hasn't it? I think it has been pulled. Let's just go and have a look back up there again. I hope it's not been wedged open. That would be a bit of a disaster if that was the case. If that's the case, we're going to have to then think of other things. Let's just go back up the top there again. So F2, go back down and have a bit of a look. Yeah, there's pieces of granite that we can't see. There's nothing underneath there. That should be closing. There we go. So we've got a little bit of water that's now sort of flooded into here. On the bottom here, but not very much. It's just going to be a little bit muddy while they sort of do the work. So they've now done this next layer. We've only got one more layer to go. And so we'll just keep on sort of going where we've got the different bits and pieces. That layer's done. This layer we're just going to keep on channeling off to the side. And so just go down. So we've got the up there. I might just ditch this for a second so we can see what's going on. Yes, we've got a channel there. We want to channel from here onwards. And then this will be the last little piece of the puzzle. Now, as they do this as well, I'll then open up our other areas for it. We're getting, no, that's okay. Getting everything we need there. All right, so with that done, we do have access into here. This got a bit muddy, but that'll be okay. Down in the bottom here, I then wanted to actually end up having access back up and around, back into this zone in through this side. So we'll just go and get another corridor. And I think we'll just come in straight down into here, actually. Just have a doorway at the back. So that's the bottom layer. Now I've got to keep this all solid for now until we actually get everything sort of sorted. Anyway, I'll pause again. Here we go, another forgotten beast. We've got a Titan upstairs and we have a forgotten beast down below. So we've got, this is a gigantic blob composed of steam. It has wings and has a bloated body. This is why we don't want to be outside. This is why we're building this stuff. We're very timid dwarves with what we're actually doing through here. Let's have a bit of a look and see where this thing actually is. Yeah, gigantic blob composed of steam. So it's a flyer by the looks of things. See it here. So Lastric Nalki Omep, forgotten beast. Lastric the chill of fat. Yeah, nothing. It's quite clumsy. Now this is in the bottom layers. We don't have any. Actually, the one thing that we do have, no, we've blocked everything off. We've got no vulnerabilities in this fortress that I can think of. I don't think we'll even bother watching it. Sometimes it's worth just chasing him around just to see if they actually do target anything. Like if he starts to charge off, we might just have a look at that one and just follow him and just see where he goes. He may find animals to go and attack to start with. There's certainly other animals and things outside here, but we've seen nothing else come in, so I don't think it can actually break its way in anywhere. I don't think we've got any vulnerabilities. Yeah, it's making its way up through to the next layers. Now we've lost sight of it, so it's coming back up through the cavern layers again. We'll keep on losing sight of it, I think. So it's going up to the middle layer. So it's on a bit of a mission. Here we go. It's back out here now, but we don't know where it's going. What's that? There's something else zipping around there. Oh, yeah, little ant-men. Oh, Crundle. We've got Crundles down there. That's okay. Look, I'm just going to let them charge around down the bottom because it doesn't really worry us with what we're doing. So, live and let live. Now, this is already starting to get... Oh, we've got a yak in there already. The yak's going to have to... Now, this yak bull we don't have any control over. This is left over from the merchants. And in reality, it's probably going to end up dying up there because unless it moves its way out. Oh, we've still got a bit of time. Yeah, this will all be done before that time. So what we actually now have is, if we go down to this bottom layer, if we just go across now and just get rid of, if we start to just sort of channel out the other bits and pieces here, because we now just want a nice flat area. Oh, there's the yak. Yeah, it's going to find its way back out again. So they can now access back out this way. I'm going to place a door here for when we flood it. So, build doors. And a door is fine, like that's enough to stop water coming through. There's sort of, sometimes it's a toss-up whether you use doors or floodgates. So we've already got a bit of water down through this side. Now we've got heaps and heaps of rock down here, which we're going to have to get rid of. Before trees will still grow in the areas away from the rock, but not too much. So let's just go back in and remove these. That's all done, and now we can go to the top layer and start the process of getting rid of the channels from up the top here. So we keep this one where that is, and we just come back this side as well. Once these are done, we then go back down to the next layer and just keep on going until we get down to the very, very bottom. Actually, one thing I do need to do is to do a down. That should have been a down one. If I do that, it's the only two that are there. Okay, next one down. So we've still at the access point, and then we're into the bottom layer after this. Okay, and then we've this is the last layer here. See what's happened there. Yep, that's all we've got left, is just that bit of ramp. One more. Okay, so we now are just going to, is that, yeah, that yak bull's still in the middle there. Now I'm going to start to let the water flow, and then eventually this will all just fill up with mud. So let's go down and go to F5, pull this lever, do it now. We'll watch what actually happens in here. Okay, this is now going to, now the dwarves may come in to watch the mist as it all falls out of the big pipes at the top of it. So if we just go to F2 and then have a bit of a look, this will now open, and then it will all tumble down into the bottom. There it goes. Now we've got people down there. It's perfectly safe, perfectly safe, and we just want to wait until the water gets into the corners essentially. You can see it's all like a fairly sort of straight area. This is a dancer. He's not even one of ours. But they will come in and have a bit of a look around because they love the mist. They love the waterfalls. And so this will then create the mud. And we want to stop this when it gets to, where we've got still got a lot of level 1s. That way we'll get evaporation. This is a long process to do this. And so in the meantime, they can then start to move all the rocks out of the way. This is like what we did right at the very, very start, but in a big, big fashion, and with 4 Z layers above us. So we've got like a lot of growing room there for the trees. Yeah, we're getting level 3s and things. Now that will just keep on pushing it all down. Just keep a track on the levels. The outside edges here will be. So it's typically fairly safe, but we do have a bit of mud that's sort of splashed around a little bit through that open door. That thing's going to starve unless it can find its way out. Let's see how we're going at the top here. Yep, still draining away. This one hasn't quite reached down to here. The first 3 are. Nearly done, nearly done. I will wait till it actually reaches the wall. I won't rely on it trying to sort of get all the way across. Now, if something happens and we can't turn it off in time and it ends up going to levels where it won't evaporate, like if it gets to sort of like higher levels, we would then have to build a drain to drain it off, which I don't want to do. There we go, we're reaching the outside levels now. We're getting very, very close now. Alright, I think it's time for us to turn this off, so we'll just pause it there, F5. And pull the lever, do it now. Just wait for someone to come charging in. Come on, guys, we need someone in there urgently, please. Come on, come on. That's frustrating. Nope, nobody is wanting to do it. There we go. Okay, now if we go back down to the F2 again and have a bit of a look, And we do actually have water everywhere now. It's probably gone a little bit too far. Just watch as this thing gets turned off. All right, then we get a bit of a sense as to what's going on down in here now. So it's at level 1s and 2s. I'm going to lock this door. I think that yak is dead anyway, really. I'm just going to forbid this. It will eventually evaporate. There's probably just a shade too much water in here. I wish they had have turned it off a little bit faster than that. But eventually this will all evaporate. Actually, this one could actually survive in here if the mud will sort of grow the moss quickly. But eventually this will actually end up growing trees, so it will take a bit of time. But let's just leave it there. We'll forget about it. In fact, we're out of time, so I'm going to leave this episode here as well. Thanks for watching. I will catch you next time.